folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland. And today we're in the back of AKR's 1970 Land Rover and we're on our way to the Glamis Extravaganza. Well, actually first we're on our way to collect the P6 Fordson Major, and then we're going to the Glamis Extravaganza once again, folks. Like you may have seen in the last adventure, hopefully today I'm going to have a more in-depth look at things that I missed yesterday when we were in a walk about. So yeah, let's get into this. Shout out to all the people here sorting out the show and all the people working at the show there. We're a friendly bunch and they're obviously in charge of like setting everything up and organising where the people are parking. Here we go, folks. 516 is my show number this year. And that's us. We're parked up at the spot right there, folks. The unusual thing with the P6 Fordson Major here, 1949, nothing was standard. The clutch pedal's actually at the opposite side. Nowadays it's standard for a vehicle to have the clutch obviously on your left foot, left side. With the P6 Fordson Major here, you're right foot clutching, and often it would catch you out if you're not just always thinking about it. But yeah, the P6 did well on the hurl to the show. We've got good oil pressure. That's the cool thing with these old vintage vehicles. They've got the old like analog gauges and stuff on them, and I just love to see it. That's how when I'm exploring like abandoned places and that, and I find crazy old diesel engines or whatever, I'm so hyped. And the technology and stuff involved back in those days is so special to see. Check it out, folks, this big Scamel lorry here, it's actually got a generator in the back, which used to power the Ferris wheel at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And just check this lorry out, it's got a massive Gardner 6-cylinder engine right there. I'm now just kind of walking about the show and taking some of the stuff in. In the rear of this engine, here's AKR channel historian, folks, shout out.
Alright, folks.
We're with the crew today here at the show. And we've just basically started walking about. I think the last clip you probably saw before this, I was on the back of the tractor coming into the show field.
It's no McDonald's coffee for the Scouts.
Yeah, AKR's got the Scouts coffee on the go. I'm looking for a coffee bar to get a proper coffee, folks. You can't beat that first thing in the morning. And look, in the back of this thing, this is the generator which powered Blackpool Ferris wheel, and just think about that. It's a 4-cylinder Gardner engine. And I just love these old trucks. They're a proper like solid unit. Everything built back then was like over-engineered and so strong. This is actually Pie Bob's Bakery, this particular stand here. And there's a lot of cool old Ford Model Ts and things like that. It's quite interesting, folks. The variation stuff at this show, it's just so much fun to walk around. Check out Pie Bob's. Shout out. They make some good pies actually. I quite often enjoy a Pie Bob's pie. Steak and gravy, mince pie, anything. They're all good. So check this out, folks. This Land Rover here has actually done 15 years of service in Afghanistan. And this is the coffee place that I've just gotten this coffee for. Anybody that's at the show, this is the best coffee here. McLaurin's Coffee Bar. McLaurin's Bar on, looks like they've got a Facebook and Instagram, but it's cool to see. It's an old Land Rover which was actually an ambulance, and it was at Camp Bastion in Afghanistan, and it was brought home after 15 years of service. And I just love seeing the military history like that, and it's cool that it can be kept in its its original form as an ambulance, but still used as a coffee bar. And shows like this, it's a perfect place for that. And the coffee's brilliant, so shout out the coffee bar. Check it out, folks. You get Land Rovers designed for all jobs, and this one's a fire engine. It's in such fine condition, it's so cool to see it. This Land Rover actually came from Glamis, which is an area we explore on these videos. Just think that was somebody who lived up Glamis that used to hear that. Look at this, folks. Here's a big American looking fire engine, a Crown it's called. And then this one here, look, it's the auxiliary fire services, and I think that was for the military. I think that's a military fire engine right there. Wow, that little car was just sliding down the hill. See, because it's been quite wet conditions, this hill's extremely slippy. Maybe later on we'll get some clips of the car slipping about on it. There's some interesting vehicle clubs and stuff here. I think there's some like movie cars and stuff up at the top, and we'll go and take a look at that in a wee while. This is all the trucks right here. Trucks from all the ages and all the years. Even buses. A Leyland Leopard. British built trucks. Check it out, folks. I love imagining when these trucks were driving about, doing everyday deliveries and working all over the country. You can just imagine this going down the high street of your local town. Think how mad the world was back then, when all this was like the latest of technologies. Look at this. Here's the people that would have potentially, the light's kind of reflecting there actually. It's not very easy to see, but it's some photos of how these trucks would have looked. You can just imagine some of the abandoned locations I go to. This is the sort of trucks that would have been operating out of those industrial places. Maybe carting stone away from like that industrial stone crushing facility that I visited a few weeks ago. Check it out, folks. We've got the pipe band over here. Shout out if you're watching this video. They're a really good pipe band because there's not even one note getting played wrong there, folks. They're just hitting it every time. Check it out, folks. It's called an Oldsmobile, and it's literally one of the oldest vehicles here at the show. 1903 Oldsmobile, and it doesn't even have a steering wheel. It's got a handle there. Super cool. Love seeing the rare cars like that, I think. This is some of the oldest ones here. It's like the veteran car club. And it's just like that Austin stuff. They've all got so much brass and shiny parts on them. It's got like the brolly holder on the side there. Some of these old cars from the early 1900s, it was right at the start of motoring, and a lot of them don't even have the pedals and that in standard configuration. The gears on them are just random. It's sometimes strange the way you change gear on these things. There's no often a clutch, sometimes a hand clutch even. So this tank on the side, folks, has got carbide crystals in it, and when the water drips down on it, it creates acetylene, and that's actually what powers these headlights. Acetylene powered headlights, and that's what that wee tank is on the side. It's quite interesting the technology they used, and shout out AKR for knowing that bit of history.
And the little ones for them are paraffin headlights.
Oh, paraffin headlights, the little square ones. And look, it's just like a wooden bulkhead and stuff. These were all built by coach builders a lot of the time, eh? That originally built horse carts. Check it out, hey, look at the pedals. Wow. Supercharged on that thing there, folks. It's early enough in the day that people are still around the show here getting their cars clean for the day's event. But that was cool to see that one with the twin carbs right on top of the supercharger, putting the fuel down through the supercharger into the engine. Check it out, folks, these old cars are like go-karts. This would have been a standard size car at a certain time. An Austin Arrow. Check it out, folks, I love this one with the pure shiny panels. Looks like aluminium panels, or maybe stainless steel, but it's so smart to see it shining in the sun. It's good that the sun's finally shining, folks, for this. Here we are, folks, we're at the steam engines. All getting polished up, looking bonny. I think they're just getting them all fired up, getting a bit of heat into the boilers. Fowler steam engine there, folks, getting its headlights fitted. And then that other one's got the electrical generator on the front, apparently, because it would have been used for like powering a fairground or whatever back in the day. They would have used the steam engine to power the generator, which would have powered the original fairground.
That's what you call a showman's engine.
A showman's engine, AKR saying here, folks. The old steam engines were super common back in the day. Even the councils and things used to use them for maintaining the roads or any job, even farms. Steam engines were all over the place back in the day, folks. It's starting to get super busy. I'm basically standing right in the cloud of this smoke right here. Right, folks, I'm now on the back of the P6 and we're away to head around the ring for the Ring Parade 2023 Glamis Extravaganza, folks, so let's get into it. Shout out as well, I just met Jag Betty's mate, who I've seen on Jag Betty's videos, so yeah, shout out to you. Cheers for coming over and having a crack. Yeah, I'm just waiting on other tractors are pulling out here. It's a madness right now, folks, out in this field. You You can't beat the purr off the exhaust of the old P6, folks. Check it out, folks, we're now driving past the beautiful steam engines that we looked at a minute ago. We're driving through the smoke cloud here. I'm just heading for the exit of the ring now. But like everybody's mixed up, we're not even in the same order anymore. As we were going round and round, the tractors were just getting mixed up because some of them were stopping and starting and breaking down. Here we are, folks, we're heading back to the tractor compound. We'll get the P6 parked back at its 516 wooden stake. It's just mad to see the amount of people out today, and I think because it's going to be a pretty sunny day, it's just going to keep getting busier and busier now. Check it out, folks, this is some of the coolest Land Rovers at the show today, and it's the old Camel Trophy Land Rovers, which is the off-road challenge carried out by Land Rover, and these are done up fully for the craziest of off-road situations, and there's some cool videos on YouTube and that. It's Camel Trophy, and they're going through jungles and all sorts of crazy off-road conditions. And then after Camel Trophy had finished, they actually called it the G4 Challenge, and those Land Rovers are here as well from the G4 Challenge, folks. So yeah, look at this, this is an old Discovery, and it's done up as well like for the Camel Trophy, and that's what these, that's for getting grip on like sand and stuff like that. So cool to see. 1996 Camel Trophy Discovery. It crossed Kalimantan and Borneo, so you can just imagine these things. It must have been on Singapore Airlines back at that time. Wow, what an interesting mix of Land Rovers is at these shows. Look at this, folks, British Air Force. This is an old Air Force Land Rover right here, and it's cool to see because I love exploring, like I've said on the videos, the military places, the RAF places, and this is the kind of Land Rover that would have been going about at these airfields or whatever. Look at this, there's pictures in the window. But yeah, you can imagine Land Rovers like that potentially taking people to their aeroplanes or whatever. or just doing all sorts of activities. But you can see there's differences with the military Land Rovers, like with the drawbar. That drawbar can go around like a full 360 degree if they're going over like rough terrain and stuff like that. Shout out to the Scotland team here, folks, emptying the toilet at the show. One of the smelliest jobs. We're literally just waiting to use it now. Right folks, we're now in the back of the Land Rover here, and I've tagged along with AKR's Ring Parade in the vintage Land Rover, and we're just kind of heading towards the ring, and we've managed to open the sides in the Land Rover, so it's super cool. I'm on this comfortable seat here, just chilling, and I'm getting a super interesting view of the show here with all these vintage vehicles on the way past. Here we are folks, Ring Parade 2023, Glamis Extravaganza. We're in the light goods, the Ring Parade now. It's cool on this video to have both parades, the light goods vehicles and the tractors. Shout out to the MC there, MC in the ring. Look at this folks, now we're all the way to actually park in the centre of the ring here, which is pretty cool. They didn't do this with the tractors, I think, because there was so many. We've got another similar Land Rover here, Tower Garage Large Cart, and then there's two of the fire engine Land Rovers. We're all in a row here. We've got the MC right here folks, he's waiting to come round and speak to the driver.
I'm just a chauffeur.
We'll have to tell him about the Land Rover, and he shouts it over the mic, tells the crowds the details about each vehicle. Here he comes folks.
Use your spokesman here. Well, I'm just the chauffeur, so it should be him really.
He's wanting to get the right info folks. He's coming round to see AKR, channel historian and knower of all facts.
So I've not done any paint up on the bodywork or anything like that, but it's been fully mechanically rebuilt. But on a new Glamis chassis, and yeah, but it's really all original, original engine and gearbox and all that sort of thing. Yeah, and that was done a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice to see.
That's us folks, so we're now rolling out of the ring once again. You can smell all the exhaust fumes from these old Land Rovers. Here we go, rolling out. So cool to see these different variations of Land Rovers all in one place going around the ring today. And it's interesting to see these old vans as well, and just imagine them making their deliveries. That truck there's actually got Glencadam Distillery whiskey barrels in the back, and that's the Brechin Distillery. And I actually did a Brechin video last week folks, you can go back and check that out. And shout out to the ring MC here, I think I said it already, but he's just been here all day MCing the goings on in the ring. He'll probably have lost his voice by tomorrow. Shout out to the pipe band there folks, waiting to get back into the ring. Good bit of traditional Scottish music, and that's what you see a lot of these shows, the traditional pipe bands going around after the ring events, like the light commercial vehicles and stuff like that. And now we're just making our way through the crowds, heading back to the compound. I love seeing it folks, all the different Land Rovers here at the show. Some of the clubs like this one here, they've got just a right variation of cars. Subaru Justy all-wheel drive. When I was young, I used to want one of those cars. And then look at this. This is similar to AKR's Land Rover. There's just so many Land Rovers at this shows, folks. There's actually a whole club here. Land Rover Series 1. Different makes and models of Series 1 Land Rover, fitted to different specs. So this is actually the Glenila Motor Vehicle Club, folks. Classic vehicle club. So shout out Glenila Club. Quite often in my adventures, we're in the heart of Glenila. And yeah, I used to actually live at Glenila many years ago, folks. So
they're show in August, maybe.
Aye, in August we're going to the Glenila Vehicle Club show. So yeah, shout out Glenila Club. Check this out, folks. This is a 1957 Royal Navy Land Rover here, and it's obviously been called Ross. And I believe, was this not the one that used to take the people to their planes before they went out on missions?
Aye, this will be the one the guy was talking about yesterday. Yeah.
It's cool to see that. Oh no, Royal Navy, take them to the boats.
Yeah, it was a boat.
Aye.
In a boat, wasn't it?
Yeah, so this was obviously Royal Navy. It's cool to see though that this was obviously the colour that the Navy used. It's that navy blue colour.
Yeah, they're really
Check it out, folks. This old Morris here is fitted with a V8, and it goes right in under the bulkhead. There must not be a lot of room inside for the person's feet, but it's been kind of styled with like a gothic theme. The size of this exhaust, that's not something you see on a Morris very often. But yeah, it's quite a cool car. That's the thing with Glams, there's just random little interesting cars like this that are themed. Check this out, folks. BMW E30. This is actually what I used to have for a car years ago. I used to have a white BMW E30. So cool to see them here at the show. And this is a really fine specimen. I think it's an M3, or it's styled to be like an M3 with the wide arches, but I believe all the original M3s from this age were actually left-hand drive. But it's cool to see this one at the show. It's definitely the coolest BMW at Glams 2023. Look at this, folks. It's an old Bedford. It's like a police control van. Must be like an incident control van or whatever for like the 1960s. But I think they've made it like a camper in the back. But you can see they've got tannoys for shouting signals or instructions out. Plus they've got the antenna for the communications and stuff. Probably if something big kicked off, that's the sort of thing they would turn up in, and they would control the situation from a van like that. And even to this day, they've still got modern versions of like that truck. Check it out, folks. There's the old vintage Oldsmobile going up the hill. Currently the show field's pretty much getting packed up, and we're just chilling here at the back of this Land Rover. We're just watching everybody go up that hill. But it's so cool to see the Oldsmobile. There's that Land Rover next to us going away. It's been a top day at the show, folks. Glamis Extravaganza 2023. If you didn't come this year, make sure you make it next year. It's held annually here in the grounds of Glamis Castle, Angus, Scotland. Right, folks, I'm now heading back to the P6, and I'm waiting to literally head out the show field. It's been an incredible show here this year at Glamis Extravaganza 2023. I've really enjoyed it, and we've had some good weather, especially today. It started off quite overcast first thing, but now it's just a super nice day. So yeah, let's get on the back of the P6, folks, and see if it fires up. So there we go, folks, we're now leaving the grounds of Glamis Castle. If anybody wants to see an in-depth look at the Glamis Castle, the video does feature on the channel. But yeah, I'll update you once I'm further up the road here. Right folks, it's been an amazing day at Glamis Extravaganza. Shout out to all the subscribers and BKR viewers who came to see me at the show. I'm going to end this one here though. I'm in this queue of traffic just making my way out of the showground. So I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with the next one, wherever I end up going.